A promising cancer treatment is gaining attention, investment, and offering hope to patients who are running out of options. Called CAR T-cell therapy, it involves training certain white blood cells, which the body uses to fight infection, to target cancer cells as an immune response. At the moment, it's primarily being used to treat forms of leukemia and lymphoma. Dr. Natasha Kekri is a blood cancer specialist and a scientist at the Ottawa Hospital that led the first clinical trial for this Canadian-made CAR T-cell therapy, and she's our guest this morning. Welcome.
Thanks so much for having me.
Excited to talk to you more about it. It is fascinating, the science behind it that makes it work. Can you explain that for us?
Yeah, so basically this is a type of immune therapy, which is really the next wave of cancer treatment, where we can take a patient's immune system and target it to a specific protein on their cancer. So we talk about this in leukemia and lymphoma right now, but basically when we take those T cells out from a patient's own immune system, so it's specialized to their immune system, we take it to the lab, we re-engineer it, and then we reinfuse it into a patient to really target their own cancer.
And that's how the CAR T-cell therapy trains the body's cells to fight cancer. It's fascinating.
Yeah, so we train them in the lab a little bit, the cells. So we re-engineer them with genetic material that codes for them to target the specific protein on the cancer. But yes, when we give it back to patients, it really allows for a much more targeted therapy towards their cancer, which is very different than chemotherapy and radiation, which is very toxic in a general therapy. This is much more specific to their cancer.
Well, right now, the bulk of CAR T-cell research is geared towards fighting blood cancers, leukemia and lymphoma. Could it be used to treat other forms of cancer?
Absolutely. So CAR T therapy is really a technology. It's not specific to leukemia, lymphoma. Basically, if you can target a specific protein on any cancer, you could use CAR T cells for that therapy. And I think we're going to see very soon that this is already going beyond leukemia and lymphoma, and hopefully will target lots of cancers that are difficult to treat right now with standard therapies.
So your team led a clinical trial that started in 2019. You've treated 60 patients thus far, and the CAR T-cell therapy in that trial targets a protein that's called CD19. And then the National Research Council just announced later this year they're going to conduct a clinical trial of a CAR T-cell therapy that targets a different protein, that one's CD22. And you're going to help to lead that trial as well. How critical is it to keep building the infrastructure for these clinical trials at this stage? It's gaining so much traction and momentum.
Right. At the end of the day, I am a physician who sees these patients with cancer, and I hate to see this amazing technology in other countries, going into clinical trials, taking 5 to 10 years to reach market access, and then coming to Canada. That's just so unfair for our patients. So the vision that we had and this pipeline that we built is really to allow Canadian science to enter into clinical trials quickly for Canadian patients. And so this NRC trial with the CD22 protein, which has never been tested before, it effectively allows us to bring that new science from the NRC to a clinical trial in Canada using the pipeline that we've now built with the first trial, the CD19 trial.
It is fascinating to know, especially I love these Canadian-made solutions. Dr. Kekri, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thanks again for having me.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.